Hello, hello, hello. How's it going there, family? It's getting ready to get going here. So glad to have you, GMI. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that GIMV, so not something I've never looked into. So but you know, we all have those abilities. We just have to cultivate that. So, but it's not something that I've ever looked into. Hey, Rhonda, how's it going? Good to have you here as always. Always here. Definitely appreciate you and appreciate your support always. All right, Evan Robinson. Hello, hello. How's it going, brother? Good to see you. So yeah, we'll be getting going here in just a little bit. So I actually got the time set at 7:05. So, but it's all good in the neighborhood. So who's that? Rosiris. Blessings. Hello. Good to have you. Good to have you. So yep. It's all good. It's all good. Man, we're getting through this summertime. That's a good thing. Dark Goddess, you here? You got that red dress on, Dark Goddess? Dark Goddess said she's going to put on that red dress. You made it. And on time. See, I like it when a woman make it on time. Oh, let's see. Nika, yes, you here, Nika. Nika Anderson, hello. Equal Foundation, hello. How are you? Neville, who's that? Neville Piles, hello. How are you? All right. The Shaba Black, hello. Linda, hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. What's going on, Martha? And Love JJ is in the house. Party started now. When Love JJ gets here, the party starts. So just letting y'all know that. So good deal. So Free Trader, hello. Julia, Gil, hello. Ash Light, what's going on? Let's see, Dark Guy says, you waiting for me to pick you up? Oh man, dang it. I hate it when that happens. How do we miscommunicate, Dark Goddess? Crystal, what's going on? Crystal Broussard. Girl, I ain't seen you in like a month of Sundays. Where you been? What's up? Good to have you here. Benny, what's going on, family? How's it going? All right. Miss Nika, hello. Shantae Little, hello. Kay Hudson, hi. Yes, Nika, you made it. Yay! She is here. Man, oh man. So yes. So hello, everyone. So we'll get it going here. All right, it's about that time. Let's see. Hello, TC Cobbin 1. T Cobbin 1. Hello. Yeah. All right. So I am your host tonight. So Reginald Kuakaru. I'm the founder of Kemetic Centered Living. And of course, I got my sidekick in chat is Love JJ. And I know Voche will be here in just a little bit. She was wrapping up a reading, a birth chart reading. So I know she'll be here. But this is always, it'll be a positive experience because that's just what we do at KCL. So we always like to keep the vibrations high. And there she is. Voice's in the house. She's in the house. So definitely, guys, be kind to everyone in the chat. Be kind to my moderators. Be kind to me. If you're not, you're going to get bounced. But we don't have any issues with that. So very, very seldom here at KCL. So I'm so glad of that because we always have good, positive family. Because why? Because we keep the vibes going high. That's it. So chat can get to moving pretty fast, guys. So I can't always see all the questions. So that doesn't mean I'm necessarily ignoring you. Okay, I just can't read the text that fast, but you can always use super chat. So if you look at the underneath the chat window where you're typing, you'll see a smiley face and a $sign. You can click on either one of those and you can give, and it'll pin your question, and you can ask your question in there, and you can pin your question to the top of the chat window. And you also give by supporting KCL. So I always appreciate that support, guys. So I know some of you guys, y'all been watching. I have a series going of videos where I'm breaking down the esoteric Bible. So pretty powerful stuff, guys. If when you really get into that, man, some good stuff. But I'm also I'm going to be, my African Mind Rewire class has been closed for the last month, so just doing a little revamping. But I'm looking to open it up next month. But I'm going to open it up only just to a limited number of people. So if it's something that you would be interested in, then definitely go to let me get my site to the African Mind Rewire early bird list. So AfricanMindRewire.com /early-bird1. So but at any rate, so we'll be doing that. Be opening up the class, and if you want to get an unfair advantage, then go sign up for that wait list. All right. So just get on that wait list and go. So I'm going to put the link here in the room. So anybody that might be interested in that can do that. So here is the link. All right. So there we go. But at any rate, so looking for, so you guys are the stars. Y'all ask the questions. And I know Love JJ and Voche keep it moving in the chat room. And now I'll just answer the questions to the best of my knowledge. So if I don't know something, I'll say I don't know. Don't ask me political questions. Don't ask me where white people come from, because I ain't answering that question anymore. I'm done with it. So y'all stop it. But anyway. Yeah, y'all be tripping, but anyway, but it's all good. So we'll have a little fun. So we'll be doing it here, and we'll go to the top of the hour. Okay. All right. Let's go. What's up? So let's talk about the Anunnakis. You know, Dark Goddess, that was something I read about a long time ago. Some years ago, and it was a very interesting story. But I kind of veered off into I got into the more the Kemetic stuff, because it really gave me answers about the Bible and about the Christian religion that I had so many questions about, you know? So I really stopped getting into the Anunnaki story, because a lot of these stories are built on like fear-based stuff, and I don't want to keep trying to generate fear-based stuff. So I want to lift humanity's vibration. So getting into fear-based, anger, all that kind of stuff, I really kind of pass that up, and I get more into the practical application of how can we live the best vision of ourselves, you know, and that's really what it's about for me. So the Anunnaki, cool story, but as far as relevance in me creating my life or helping you to create life, it really doesn't have a lot of relevance for me. So that's why I haven't gotten into that kind of stuff like that. So let's see. Love JJ, I know you ain't asking that question, Love JJ. You better stop. And let's see here. All right. Let's see. We'll lose her morals if we okay. I don't I know Dorian, I've heard of her stuff, but that's about it. Tiffany Anderson says, what about dreams? Okay, Tiffany, so ask me something specific. So that's really general. I know we dream, you know, so ask me something specific that you might want to know about dreams. Tiffany's just throwing a barrage of questions up here, but you're going to have to be specific. Sister, help me out. Help me help you. So what's your views on nothing external really affecting the internal unless we choose food, calories, drinks, and even the COVID vaccine? I heard you mention you won't allow it to affect you. Yeah, that's correct, because ultimately the bottom line for me is that we're creators of our reality. and we create our reality based on our belief system. And if we believe that something outside of us has more power than we do from the inside, then it does. And so that's just a bottom line practical principle, Kemetic principle that I've chosen to live my life by. That we're creators, and there's nothing outside of us that has more power than us. So in that sense, the types of foods, if we have a certain belief system around food, and most of us do. I mean, we're immersed in a society here, especially here in the United States. I mean, I consider myself a foodie, but I know that I have certain beliefs about how foods affect me. Okay. So and until I I guess reassert those beliefs or change those beliefs, then the foods are going to affect me the way I believe they do. For me, I'm not a vegetarian. I mean, I like steaks. So I'm not one of those people that says, go vegetarian or go vegan. And a lot of people do. And I know a lot of people get into that. And man, it's like they exchange the Christian religion and beating you over the head with the Bible to beating you over the head with a vegan burger, So I'm like, come on, guys, give me a break. Okay. But I like food. I like meat. I like eating. So I just like different tastes. That's just me. But some people want to live in a way that they limit themselves. That's cool. For me, I don't. I'm like expand. I want to try everything. So I'll try just about anything once. But that's just how I roll. I don't project that onto anybody else. I say live life on your terms, and that's one of the things you'll hear from me all the time. Live life on your terms. Don't have anybody else dictate your life. Dictate how you're going to live, because you'll be miserable trying to live the way other people want you to. Let's see. Neville Powell says, "What is the best process to become more spiritual?" That's a really good question. And I want you to think about this, Neville. And am I saying that right, Nivel or Neville? So when you think about, especially coming from Christianity, we separate spirituality from living, okay? And in Kemetic spirituality, there's no separation. So your question is asking in a context of the religious idea of you're being more spiritual or you're not. Well, from the Kemetic perspective, everything that you do is spiritual. So there is no, you can't be more spiritual, but what you can do is become more aware of your higher self or your God self. Okay. But you're always spiritual. There's nothing that you can do that is not spiritual. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. So this idea of the Christian idea that we have secular and then we have, I can't even think of the name that they call it now, but I've been at it for so long. But you have two different ways of living life. It puts you in conflict because Christianity taught us that to live and enjoy our humanness, to enjoy our humanity, to enjoy the flesh. If you're enjoying it too much, it's probably a sin. Okay. Kemetic spirituality doesn't have it like that. So we came here reason, and a lot of that reason a lot of times is to enjoy. So we have different reasons that we incarnated, but how we live that, part of the idea is that you're learning that you create your reality. You're learning in this earth plane that you have the ability to dictate how your life goes, creating what you want. Okay. Some things might be harder to create than others because you kind of like have a, how can I say, you might have a life lesson that is just like one of the major things that you're supposed to, that you're incarnated to live or to learn. In that instant, your life lesson is like, you think of life as a river that's flowing. And some parts of that river might be like a white water river that's like going and rushing crazy. Okay. Then there's some parts of your life that might have the energy of a little stream. Well, if this life lesson is one of those white water river type energies, that's a huge, big, strong energy that you're just going to that's going to happen, it's going to be hard to shift that and change that. But for a little stream, of energy, there might be something that you can change, but you have the ability to do it. It's just some might be harder than others. Okay. But being more spiritual is about you becoming conscious of your God self. That's really what it is. It's not living a certain way. It's not limiting yourself. It's not living through the do's and don'ts, or thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. I got so tired of that with Christianity. I mean, it was like, thou shalt not. I mean, what could I do? Because ultimately, just about anything I could do will be considered a sin. And I got tired of trying to live that way and trying to walking on like a cat on a hot pavement. Whoop, 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 man, hot, whoop, whoop, hot. I don't want to live like that. I refuse. Okay. Let's see. Few tattoos. Let's see. The Shava Black says, how did the ancient Kemetic people view tattoos and sexual behavior? I don't know, because that's not something that they necessarily wrote about. They could have, but I live by those principles. And sexuality is a part of life. So that doesn't mean that there's not consequences tied to your sexuality or things that you do. But as far as the idea, again, of sex being a sin, if you I actually did a video on my channel about how Christianity got its idea in being a sin and stuff like that. The idea, where those ideas came from and limiting sexuality, was about them trying to limit souls coming into this plane. They didn't want people to have sex because they felt like souls coming into this plane of earth, that earth was so horrible and so just nasty for souls that they were saying like, hey, you can't bring people into this earth. You can't bring souls into this earth. So the way that you stop doing that is to stop having sex. So there were actually Gnostic sects, Gnostic groups that believed that even if you got married, you shouldn't have sex. Okay. This was before the advent of Christianity. All right. Now, when Christianity started, they started from the Gnostics, and they started from these different groups of the Christianity started from these different groups of Gnostics. Certain groups ended up getting more power. Certain groups ended up starting the Catholic Church. Okay. But over time, I'm talking about over a couple of centuries, but they ended up making a two-tier system. Okay. The clergy could not have sex. So the nuns, the priests, they couldn't have sex and have children. Okay. Part of that was too, is that if the nuns and the clergy had property, if they had no children, guess where that property went to after they died? The church. But the laity could have sex if they got married, because on one level they were saying that the Gnostics, there's a group from Valentinus that says that if people got into a loving marriage, that they could bring a child into the world or bring a soul into the world the right way. Okay. And so that's how Christianity got into the idea that you had to be married to have sex. Because if you think about it, how many cavemen got married? I mean, how did they do a marriage license? Come on, baby, let me chisel this out here. Just chisel, get a rock. I mean, did they all look like the Ten Commandments rock, that Moses be carrying? Yeah, I got here's my marriage contract. No, they didn't do that. But that's basically where the idea of no sex came into the world with Christianity and the reasons why. But think about this though. If we adhere to the Gnostics that said no human being should have sex at all, where would the human race be right about now? Yeah, we wouldn't exist. Everybody be done died out. So that was stupidity. And these guys were their ideas about sexuality was absolutely positively sick. They were psychologically ill. And these are the rules that we had followed in Christianity from these psychologically ill men that put in rules about sexuality and what it should do, what it should be. So again, I'm not advocating promiscuity or anything like that, but I'm saying that the ideas that we ended up having around sex and and being guilty about it and shameful about it, especially with women. Women, y'all have been, there's a number been done on y'all about sexuality. I mean, if you think about it, in church, back in ancient times, a woman was really, her value was based on the newness of her vagina. Think about it. If she was a virgin, she was sought after. Okay? If she wasn't, then she wasn't as special anymore. You know, and it's complete stupidity, you know. But even today, you know, there are men that'll still kind of ask, like, you know, okay, well, how many sexual partners do you have? You know, hell, what does it matter? You know, how does it affect you? You know, whoever you are now, what does that matter? You know, so sexuality in that sense, following the principles, the Kemetic principles, it's a part of life. You know, again, it doesn't mean that there are no consequences to your sexual acts, but there is no sin either. Okay, so just looking at it that way. Okay, let's see. Okay, man, it just jumped up, man. Let's see. And Fort Law says, so this life is just a training life. It's not just a training life, Fort Law. I get what you're asking, but on some level, yes, you are in training as a god or goddess. You are incipient gods or like seeds of that are developing your consciousness. So there's higher levels of consciousnesses and higher levels, and I shouldn't say higher levels. There's different levels of beingness or different beings that and different games of life that you can actually live that are not a. So a lot of the ideas again that about Christianity is as if human beings are the only beings in the whole entire universe, and that's just not the case. I mean, if you think about it, did Jesus die for the sins of somebody that's on another planet? You know, so they have no idea about all of that. So if they don't believe in Jesus, do they go to hell? You know, so just those kind of questions just really starts to put to me a shaky foundation to a lot of what Christianity is taught. But I mean, the more I've learned, I know it's a shaky foundation and lie anyway. But it is what it is. But once you start to analyze a lot of their ideas in the context that we're not the only beings in the universe, then a lot of their stuff just doesn't hold water, doesn't make sense. Okay. But yes, we're in one sense we're in training. Let's see. Let's see. And Voche says the most inhuman race who has defined humanity. Let that sink in. Yep, on a lot of levels. And they were ignorant of these principles, these Kemetic principles. That's why it is so important to me to bring these principles forward. And it's important to me to contrast what Christianity has been and then what the original teachings were. And I keep having to say, because there's new people coming over and over, but I keep having to say, I'm not trying to attack Christianity. I really don't care to. I don't care to attack Christians and Christianity. I believe everybody has the right to live the way that they want to live. They have every right to believe that they want to, the way that they want to believe. Okay, just don't try to force it on me. Okay, and the same goes for me. I'm not going to try to force my beliefs on a Christian. I'm not going to try to convince other people that they should live a Kemetic lifestyle or live by those principles. What I do is something that I've lived by, and I offer the ideas that I've learned over the years. And if somebody is interested in those, then by all means, I'm going to give you the information to help you live the best version of yourself. That's really what it's about, you know. But Again, I don't agree with the negative programming that Christianity has with us, or has done to us. And a lot of times we carry that negative programming around. Even after we've left Christianity, we still can carry that negative programming around for years and not even realize where it's coming from, So yep. Let's see. I'm just trying to look back through the questions here, guys. A lot of questions coming up, man, and that thing jumped right quick. So, if you guys would hit that like button, I'd definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Going back. I'm going back up. Let's see. Got that one. Let's see. Okay, so what about the identity crisis when you come to the knowledge? Let's see. How do you handle it? When you say the identity crisis, I'm assuming that you're meaning that there is some type of conflict that's going on. So that is all right. Michael gave $20. Thank you very much, brother. I definitely appreciate you. You always come through. Michael Peaks, thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. So when you say that, that's kind of like such a general question. What about it? So is there something specific that they're asking about the identity crisis? When you say that, tell me what you mean by your identity crisis. What are you struggling with on that? So give me a little bit more specifics about that. And Love JJ, when you see that question, if you could put that up again, I'd appreciate it. Let's see. Do you think I received so much more? Do you think I received so much more elevation spiritually because of my name change? And Rather Creator, if that's something that you believe is true, then it is. Okay. If you changing your name caused you to think and act and believe a different way and change your state of being, then yes, that absolutely can happen. Absolutely. Okay. Your first thoughts on Christ was Christ. Christ's definition is anointed one instead of the European definition. Yeah, inspired one. That's to me, that's still like a low level interpretation of the Christ. And I talk a lot about that in different videos. So the last two videos that I did, I actually talk about the get into the Christ and what it means on more in a spiritual level and how it relates to our life, and that's what's to me. So we get into a lot of these ideas that they're so separated from our reality. These ideas that are so high up there, we can't even reach them, But when it really comes down to Christ, it's about you becoming an enlightened being. And you can have a Christ moment over and over and over. So you can become a Christ through just having an experience and gaining wisdom from it. It's like having those aha moments, okay? That's an example of a Christ moment, all right? So not some special one-time being that everybody is supposed to emulate. That doesn't help anybody at all. To try to be like somebody else. Any of us that have had children, we know one of the worst things you can do is try to tell your child to be like somebody else. But yeah, we're supposed to be like Jesus, and that's supposed to be okay. Perfect like him, there's just a whole psychological beatdown with that I just do not agree with. See, how do we open our mind to be truly limitless? Start asking questions and start to think outside the box and get ready for some experiences that's going to expand you, might even scare you, So you open your mind to possibilities. Open your mind to living different ways, thinking different ways. Okay. What about sex before marriage? It's good. So, and again, to me, this is where this idea of that you're supposed, because again, that's a Christian idea, and the reason why you were told that you couldn't or weren't supposed to have sex before marriage is because their idea is that a soul should not be brought into the world outside of a loving marriage. But we know that happens all the time. So, so you trying to limit yourself, because you want to wait to get married, that's fine, but as far as feeling guilty, if you don't. I mean, just you're human, you live life. Sex is a part of life. And quite frankly, why is it that a state license is supposed to sanction whether or not I get sex? Okay. It really is crazy, but because our nation and many places around the world are based on Christian rules and laws, people go with it. But there's no sin. I'll put it that way. So there's no sin. Let's see. Have you read Black Root Science? Nope, have not. Never heard of it. Let's see. For Law says, so is that where you get secret societies from? I'm not sure what the context of that question is. Let's see. Yeah, Michael Peak, same for me. Michael Peak says, I have Christ moments every day. Absolutely. And quite frankly, sometimes Christ moments they can be brought on by pain. I mean, literally something can happen in your life that makes you go, oh crap, and from that moment on, something changes and something shifts in you. So a Christ moment is not always just, it's so lovey-dovey and Christ is love and Jesus is love. And man, that's a bunch of BS, Sometimes it is our pain, the pain that we go through that makes us change. I know that's the way it has worked in my life for the most part. I guess maybe because I'm just, a hard-headed Scorpio. I don't know. But I've learned and gained my wisdom through pain, in a lot of instances. Through pain and hurt. Let's see. And C-Mac says, how do you bounce back? I stopped claiming Christianity 2 months ago, and I'm about to lose everything I own. My world is upside down. And C-Mac, let me tell you something. I've lost everything I own twice. Now, my question to you is do you think that that's because you renounce Christianity, that you might be cursed in some way? If you're thinking that way, don't, because that's not the case. But I've had to bounce back 2 times. And I mean, trust me, when I say that I've been through a lot of pain to get these lessons, dude, I've been through it all. And really and truly, the foundation of where I even started to get this knowledge was when I lost everything I owned. My woman left me. All I had was a month's worth of money, and I had to move to a 1-room hotel. So I was like basically a month away from being homeless. That was the first time I lost everything. So you're talking about a brother that was depressed and down. Woo, man, I was going through it, And but I had already laid a foundation of understanding what this stuff was about, and I started trying to find answers as to, hey, why am I going through this? What could I have done differently, or what didn't I learn or didn't I know? And that's what I started to learning. So it's a matter of your perspective, C-Mac. It's a matter of you. Sometimes, and I'm not saying this for everybody. But I'm going to tell you, there was a time when I did lose it, I was able to go, okay, it's gone. What do I do now? It's like, so it was a release, an energetic release. And I could literally start to figure out what I was going to do next, So I've been there, and I know how painful that can be. Because now all of a sudden people are wondering what's wrong with you. C-Mac, I don't know if you're a guy or not, but I know for men, for us to lose everything and not have anything of material substance, we're looked at kind of like, what's wrong with you? Don't no woman want you, you know? So when that happens, dude, you're unstable, you're not secure, so you're gonna go through that shit alone. Now the brothers will try to rescue a woman if she's going through her stuff, but brothers, when we going through it, nah, we most likely gonna go through that alone. But it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Queen of Destiny says, "Sex is what you make it." Absolutely, make it good. Make it last forever. Y'all probably don't know nothing about no Keith Sweat, do you? Y'all young people. Let's see. Yeah, you're asking a technical question. How to reply to somebody's comment? I don't even know that most of the time. Let's see. Dang it, Voche, I was trying to read your comment and it just skipped up. I hate it when that happened. Let's see. What is the highest level of consciousness? Probably God. So, I mean, the one consciousness, and we can't even comprehend that. Is Horus the real Jesus? Yes. So that's where the idea of Jesus came from. So it was from Horus and Osiris. Oh, he was a compilation of those two. Okay, let me go back up. So C-Mac, I hope I was able to help you a little bit on that, C-Mac. So I know how that I know how that feels. Trust me, I know how it feels to lose it all. I've been there. I mean, I was so good. I did it so good the first time. I had to try it again a second time. I mean, and then I was presented with losing it all a third time. I was like, you know what? I don't know about this. And I had to talk to my guides. And when I talk to my guides, it ain't always nice. I'm like, look, damn it. If this is what you want me to do, y'all need to give me a sign. And I need to know it for sure because y'all know how hard-headed I am. And y'all know I don't catch like those little sly clues. I don't catch those. So get me something to hit me in the face. Matter of fact, this is what I want to hear somewhere, somehow. And I wanted to hear, you quit your job. Those are the words I wanted to hear. And lo and behold, later that night, after I asked that question, I was watching a movie. These two ladies were sitting at a restaurant, and one of them said, you quit your job? I was like, what the? But at that point, I had to put up or shut up. I quit my job. And I'm not telling anybody else to do this. Please, I'm not telling anybody else to do this. I quit my job. It was the best decision I ever made. I quit. I didn't necessarily have a net. But my guys were telling me it was time. It was time for me to do what I needed to do. It was time for me to fulfill my purpose. And I haven't looked back since. Okay? So yeah. Let's see. Going up. Looking at some more. And Shona, hey, yes. Do I believe in spirit guides? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I talk to my spirit guides, so they talk to me. And when I talk to them, like I said, I'm not always like. I mean, we have some talks. I cuss a lot. So when I talk to my spirit guides, I'm cussing. So I'm like, look, goddamn it, y'all need to let me know something, And that's how I talk, So that's the way I roll with it. Oh, you bet, love JJ. You bet. So this stuff to me, man, it's about life. It ain't about trying to like be so holy and so like righteous and so no, man. This is supposed to be life. All of this stuff is a life hack, and that's what it's about. It's about helping you move through life, through those difficulties. C-Mac was saying that they were going through something, man. This is the time that you need to start to apply these principles and, and start to apply these processes and learning them so that it can help you. That's what I had to do. I had to learn these principles and processes that helped me through those difficult times. Because like I said, I went through it. I mean, Man, there's stuff I went through. I've forgotten. I mean, somebody will have to remind me, but that's because I didn't focus on the negative stuff. Excuse me. But that's because of the principles that I learned. I didn't focus on negative. So there was a lot that happened, but I was just, man, I tossed it out and I'm like, focus on the positive. What are you trying to get? Where are you trying to go? And that's one of the things that I learned to do. Let's see. Eugene Dorsey says, what about the scripture in Psalm says, lean not on your own understanding, trust in him in all his ways, and he will direct your path. Now that lean not on your own understanding, that's a bunch of crap to me, because that's all about mind control. If you don't lean on your own understanding, whose understanding are you supposed to lean on? And it says, trust in him. Who is him? You know? So I know they're talking about in that second part, talking about God, but you are that God. So you are that aspect of God that you have to consult and talk with. You know, you have to lean on your own understanding and really get beyond your rational ego mind. And that's what I had to do. When my guys told me you quit your job, I had to let go of the rational and I had to have some faith, you know. And I'm not talking about Christian faith where you just believe what they told you. No, well, I'm talking about the African Kemetic spirituality faith. Is where when you're trying to you're here, but you need to get here, and you don't know how you're going to make it there. Okay, that's where true faith comes in, and you got to believe that getting here is possible and it's going to happen. You know, you have to believe in the positive. You know, and that's where you have to be. So, and if you can't trust that, and a lot of times within Christianity you can't. Because you're told the world is bad, you should fear this, you should fear that, you know, all that stuff. You're literally told that you should live in fear and anxiety. And you cannot create a positive world with negativity, living through negativity and anxiety. It's just not possible. Those two vibrations don't exist in the same space. It just can't. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. And Dark Eye says on the verge of bouncing back as well. Lost everything I had. My story is so long, and we'll need a gallon of tea to talk about it. I heard that, Dark Goddess. I gave the cliff notes to mine too. $43. Thank you for that $10. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate those gifts. So yeah. I mean, I gave the condensed version, but man, I could cry over a gallon of tea. Well, I don't like tea. Maybe some Sprite and lemonade. I don't know. I like to mix those together. Anybody else like to do that? Mix Sprite and lemonade? I like that. Because my son said he liked that. So that's one of my drinks. Most of the one with lemonade and tea. An Arnold Palmer. Now I'm not a tea drinker, but you know, I guess some people like that. I don't deal with that. Let's see. Omar Lily says pain has always been my greatest teacher. I agree. It has been for me. Let's see. And I'm learning right now. I was born in 1981, March 3rd, but I feel like I've been black spiritually the last 10 years. I heard that. Let's see. Why somebody else want to come in here and start promoting other people's channels? I don't get that. Start promoting their books and stuff. What's up with that? Oh, man. Oh, that's so funny. But anyway, trips me out. Like they're trying to drum up business. Oh, man. Hey, Michael Peak says, when you say I am God, they lose their mind. I bet they do. Michael Peak, they probably be like, oh, he crazy. What's wrong with him? He's saying he God. But they just don't understand. They just don't get it. Let's see. Let's see. GIMV says, if we are gods already, why will we need to raise our vibrations? How can I answer that question? Well, as I said before, we are gods in training. That means in human form, our vibration goes up and down because we live through life. Shit happens. So you need to learn how to steady your vibration. That's what it's about. And as a God in training, you don't know it all yet. And you're trying to figure it out. So as long as you're trying to figure it out, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to be hard-headed like me and say, hey, I'd rather make a mistake and do it my way and fail than to do it your way. Well, I just got my ass kicked. So that's why. You're going to raise your vibration. You're going to live life. Things are going to happen. You're going to get down. You're going to get depressed. If you're trying to do something new, you're living out of your comfort zone. You're going to get scared. Try to start a business, something that you've never done before, and keep your vibration high all the time. I don't think it's going to happen. Okay? You're going to live life. It is not natural to think, and this is what a lot of people miss, is they think that when they get spiritual, they're never ever supposed to be down again. Man, that's the biggest bunch of crap and hooey. I mean, you're human, and it is only through your humanness that you will develop your spirituality. It is only through your humanness that you are to develop your spirituality, to develop yourself as a soul and connect to your higher self. You have to go through your humanness first. And humanness goes through emotions all the time. It just happens. It is life. Let's see. Dang, that thing keeps on jumping. Let's see. I remember when everyone thought my boy Kanye was crazy for saying he was God. Well, Kanye might be a little bit crazy. I know. That's Voche say that's my girl's voice, so I will stop that. Voche, I'm messing with you. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm just looking, guys. Looking for some questions here. Anybody's got a question? Y'all got some chat going on. I see ya. That's good. I'm good with that. Kanye predicted the pandemic. No, he did not. You think he might have started it? Oh man. He might have. Man, Queen of Destiny gave $10. Thank you very much. Says negativity and fear goes in the garbage. Getting there, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you, Queen of Destiny, for that 10. And yes, absolutely. Hey, you got to work through that negativity and fear. And it happens. It's just a part of life. It's what it is, man. It's what it is, life. Let's see. Dulce Maria, thank you, gave $9.99. Says, thank you for your continual work and keeping my mind blown. Thank you, Dulce Maria. I always like to say, I comfort the afflicted and I afflict the comforted. I make everybody mad. I make Christian people mad. I make Kemetic people mad. I make everybody get mad at me. But you know what? I don't care, because I'm going to be me. Y'all need to be y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, can you explain Ma'at energy? First, you got to understand what Ma'at means. And you got to put that, a lot of times what you guys don't recognize is that the same ideas that we have today spiritually, they were talking about those ideas thousands of years ago. Okay, that's where they came from. But we just use different terminology and different words to express these ideas. In the Kemetic system, they personified the ideas. Okay, so what Ma'at is consciousness. Okay, Ma'at was born alongside of Ra. Okay, spirit. Consciousness imbued spirit. Consciousness imbues everything. Ma'at is feminine. So we're talking about a functional idea here. Okay, not a woman. We're talking about the function, and we're talking about it symbolically and esoterically. Okay, and I talked about that on the video that I had out today. I talked about the feminine and where that idea comes from. But Ma'at is also known as truth. Okay, the way that you access Ma'at and a feminine netter, this particular netter, is you have to go within. So the ancients are telling you that your truth, your subjective truth, is within. That's your truth. All truths are half true. That means all truths have perspective. There is no when you get outside universal law and the origin of universal law, there are no absolutes. Okay? So Ma'at is simply consciousness. And what the other thing that as far as how that registers in biblical language is, you've heard of the Mount, okay? Jesus on the Mount. And the Mount, from the Kemetic perspective, is where spirit and flesh meet, okay? In balance. Ma'at is about balance, being a balanced individual, being a balanced energy, okay? So when you meet on the Mount, where spirit and flesh meet in balance, then you've achieved something. And that's what a Christ can help you do, is to reach the Mount, okay? And consciousness, so Ma'at is consciousness. So just as a quick idea of what that is consciousness. All right. Let's see. Charlita Project says, I no longer believe in Christ, and me and my parents' relationship is beginning to fall apart because of it. What do? I don't want to feel disrespectful towards them, but I'm done with Jesus. Yeah, and Charlita, I would definitely say separate the idea of Jesus and Christ. Because for me, I say that I don't believe in Jesus, but Christ is a part of my life every single day. And that's something Michael was saying too earlier. He says he has Christ moments every day. So Christ is two different things. But Charlita, if you are trying to make your parents understand your perspective, or you're trying to tell them that Jesus doesn't exist or anything like that, then you're going to have conflict with them. What I would advise you to do is this is your journey and your journey alone. You don't have to tell, it's not like Christianity where you have to go out and tell everybody that you're a Christian. And I really think Christians have had to do that because you couldn't tell otherwise. But this is your journey. You keep that journey to you. And you don't have to get into arguments with people. You don't have to make people believe what you believe, because this knowledge is for you to learn and for you to grow. Plain and simple. It's an individualized journey that you hope that you can connect with some other people with. So here at Kemetic Center Living, you can connect with some other people with, obviously. But don't try to dictate and make other people believe what you believe. You don't have to do that. Okay? So that does strain relationships. I get it. Let's see. Now, thank you for that $10, Charlita. And let's see. And no, and don't get to a point, Charlita, to where you're making it like and I know it's harder for when your people are Christian. It's like my way or the highway a lot of times for them, and that's very difficult. But you have a higher level of knowledge than they do. Take your higher place, your higher consciousness, take your what you know, and just use it for you. Let them pray to Jesus. Love them where they are. Let them pray to Jesus. If y'all at the table and y'all like to say a prayer before a meal, pray with them before the meal. It's not going to hurt you, you know. And I understand in the beginning, sometimes you're like, I don't want to have anything to do with this, and I get that. But over a period of time, trust me, that will soften, because it does you no good to be angry at Christianity or angry at your parents for teaching you Christianity. They did the best they could with what they had. Yeah, you follow me? So don't put yourself at odds with your parents if you can help it at all. Now, you don't have to lie to them and tell them like, okay, well, in order to make y'all happy, I believe in Jesus. You don't have to do that. I don't believe you should compromise who you are. But you don't have to be their adversary. I'll put it that way. Okay. So that'll do it. Robert Hollis, thank you for that $4.99, brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Carrying. Oh man. Hold on. Did I miss something? Yes. Shakina 702 gave $5. Thank you, Shakina. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Any other questions here? Boom. Looking. Mr. Sharp, let's see. You says, I was watching one of your videos and you say to live life on your own terms, but at the same time, don't try to dictate the terms of your life with your own will and be guided by your soul. How? Okay, so I think you're asking, how do you live life on your terms and be guided by your soul? I think that's if I'm summing that up right. So when I'm saying live life on your terms, that means that you don't live in somebody else's box. So you dictate your life and you dictate how you're going to live. Okay. And that could be good or bad, whatever it is, but you make the choices for your life, and you make the choices based on, and you take responsibility for your choices. Okay. Now, when you're being guided, and for me, and I'll tell you how that works for me, because I'm a hard-headed individual. I've had people to tell me, well, hey, you shouldn't go down this road, and you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't go this direction. Okay. But for me, it's more like, I can listen to you and I can hear you, because it might be some of my uncles or, whoever that they've lived a certain way and they care for me. They're trying to help me. But if I think that my way is better, I'm going to do it my way. And I even remember telling my uncle once, I said, look, if I'm going to get my ass kicked, I said, I'd rather get my ass kicked doing it my way than doing it your way. I'm going to just feel better, Now, do I ask for guidance on if I should do this or should I do that? Yes. And sometimes my ego mind will take over and make those decisions for me when my guidance might have been saying like, no, you don't want to do that, brother, But my ego mind says, you know what? I can make this happen. Yes, I know I got that in me. Come back later, I got a black eye, I got uppercuts and all kinds of, I got my behind whooped. But I learned something from it, So yes, live it on my terms and listen to guidance. Okay. So, and sometimes that's just trial and error. When you get that, when you find that connection, I guess, and how it works for you. A lot of times it's just trial and error. So that's how it happens for me. So yeah, good question. Let's see. Greg Scott, Christ is conscious, not his last name. Yeah, well, Christ is just a title. So it's a level of consciousness, I guess you could put it like that. But it's just a title. That's all. So we all have the ability to become a Christ and be Christ. All of us, not one special individual. Okay. Let's see. Right, creator. Just looking, guys. Looking. What are your thoughts on the alien-like images on the Egyptian hieroglyphs? I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. But I always find it interesting when the further you go back, the blacker the world gets. And the further you go back, and the pyramids are being built, all of a sudden aliens have to be introduced to explain why the pyramids are being built. That's just the basis of white supremacy and racism. So basically saying that black people couldn't have built the pyramids, not a black race of people. But that's not the truth. So show me some aliens. Let's see. All right, we got about 3 minutes. Let's see. Going. Dang it, this thing's keep on jumping, man. What are your thoughts on the Black Hebrew-like people of the American people of Israel? Now, well, for me, you're trying to claim the Bible is history, and it's not historical. So I understand wanting to have pride in something, and I get that, but the Bible is just not historical. A lot of the people, cities, they all have esoteric meaning. The myths are not the stories, or the stories are not really about the people. They're about other stuff underneath. There's a deeper message to it. Okay, so claiming that as history, claiming Jesus's line as David or David's line and all of that, it never existed. So, but that's what they believe. They can go ahead and have that. Okay. So I don't begrudge anybody that. Let's see. Tiffany Anna says, is there a shift that's happening? Absolutely, positively. So more and more people are even coming into contact with this knowledge. So yes, there is definitely a shift happening. So let's see. Let's see, what's the secrets of numbers? I don't know. Oh man. So you getting out? Okay. I'll catch you later, man. All right, love you too. Let's see. They're trying to see. Yeah, I don't even like to get into that flat earth stuff. Shit. Woo, man. Oh. Woo, me. But anyway, all right. Okay, guys. Well, looks like let's see, we've gotten to the end of the questions here. Yeah, it would take too much to try to explain all the classes. Let's see, you could probably go to let me see here. I just have a link that you can go to actually you can look at the class and look at what it's about. So I kind of let that do the explaining, because me trying to explain it, it ends up I don't get it all in. So there's a link to my class right now. The class is closed. You can sign up if it is something that you're interested in. You can sign up on the wait list and get on the wait list. And like I said, I'm going to open it. I believe August 16th is the date that I'm going to open it. And then, but even then, I'm going to only let in a certain number of people. So if you get on the wait list, then you'll get the notification a day before I actually open the class. So that means that you'll have a chance to sign up and basically have an unfair advantage if you're on that wait list. Okay. So if you're interested, yeah. Michael Peaks, thank you again, brother. So great live, family, love, peace, and prosperity. All right. Thank you, Michael Peaks. Same to you, brother. Same to you. Definitely appreciate you. So Michael's in my class too. So he's in my class for my class, and he gives, man. That dude there and he always does that. So I always appreciate you, man. I really do for that support. Most definitely. All right, guys. Well, it is 8:06, so we started officially at 7:05. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and I shut it down till next week. So my moderators extraordinaire, Love JJ and Voche, definitely thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Crystal, it was good to see you, girl. It was good to see ya. All right. But guys, y'all have a great night. And I really appreciate everybody that's come. We'll do this again next week. And bring your questions, man. And I'll have my video series. Is going to have another video coming out Friday. And then I'm gonna have 3 more coming out next week. So on the esoteric language of the Bible and breaking it down. So you guys look out for those. So we'll have that going. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I will chat with y'all next week. Thank you so much for being here.